Since the dawn of the internet, pornography has become a normalized part of secular culture and a hidden part of the lives of many men and women of faith. I would know. I was one of those women. It doesn't matter if you're raised in a devout home, Catholic educated, or instilled with strong values. Pornography at one time or another comes to tempt all of us. Pornography is not just a private act, but a public health catastrophe, a catastrophe that is going largely unchecked. Porn has become increasingly more mainstream, more accessible, more explicit, and more violent. The grip that porn has on our culture is staggering. 70% of American men say they have viewed porn, and 2/3 of HR managers have found porn on employee computers. But porn isn't just prevalent among adults. The average age American children begin consuming hardcore pornography is 11 years old, with 4 out of 5 16-year-olds regularly accessing porn online. Imagine your brain, a complex organ intentionally designed to make a free and pleasant life possible. That design is undermined and altered when we watch pornography. It physically affects the development of the decision-making part of your brain, interfering with normal social behaviors. This leads to hypofrontality, impairing impulse control and our ability to weigh long-term consequences of a decision. The younger someone starts using porn, the more long-lasting damage to the brain is done. Continued porn use increases your sense of isolation, aggression, and loneliness, in addition to modifying the reward center of your brain, requiring more and more usage and more graphic and violent imagery, just as with the use of addictive drugs and alcohol. We know that regular use of pornography leads us to objectify others, especially women, and heavily influences how we see our own sexuality. What may surprise you is how widespread pornography is among women. At least 1 in 3 porn viewers are women, and research also shows that pornography use in women increases the likelihood of those women accepting or even preferring violent sexual behavior from their partners. The bottom line, pornography cultivates a penchant for violence in men and teaches women in turn to expect violence and even fantasize or desire it. Now that we know this is such a prevalent problem with devastating effects, what can be done? How can we as people of faith respond? We must become more vocal and involved in protecting our communities, and especially children, from the harmful effects of pornography. Parents need to have open discussions about pornography with their kids. Many psychologists are now saying it's not about if, but when your child is exposed to porn, making it all the more necessary for parents to establish a clear, safe connection on the subject. We cannot assume that our kids haven't seen it yet, even if they are in the most faithful schools or household, like I was. By having open conversations, we can lessen the grip of pornography in our communities, starting in our own home. To turn the tide in our society, we can hold our politicians and school board officials accountable to install device filters and enact pornography bans more broadly. All of us must work to eradicate this public health issue in our communities and reduce the number of children exposed to this evil. I want you to know that healing and recovery are possible. Many organizations, both religious and secular, now provide support and treatment for those addicted to pornography use. It is important to always treat those struggling with the compassion that you would extend to any other type of addict. We hate the sin, but always respond to the sinner with love. If you know someone addicted to porn use or are grappling with an addiction yourself, encourage those struggling to frequent the sacraments and direct them to reputable Catholic ministries that provide the types of support needed to overcome the temptations to use porn. God did not make us in his image to be abused or to abuse others. Rooting out the evil of pornography in our society begins with each of us committing to rooting it out in ourselves and in our homes. In order to change our culture and protect those most vulnerable, including our own children, we have to reconcile with our own disordered attachments or addictions and do whatever it takes to eradicate them. I'm Rachel Kalacki of Magdala Ministries for Edify.